So yesterday on Twitter, Nvidia had a little teaser from Cyberpunk 2077. It was basically like a blurry shot of a GPU. Is this possibly the new 3080 Ti or a special edition GPU? Well, they just announced what it is, so let's just discuss. Hey guys, Tiago here with Classical Technology. Thank you for joining me for another video. Remember to subscribe if you like my content, smash that like button, leave a comment below. Is this what you were looking for or you're a little bit disappointed? Alright, so we love GPUs. I mean, it's literally the brain and the coolest thing that powers our gaming PCs. Yeah, you have your CPU and your RAM and things like that, but the GPU is and always has been the most exciting aspect of building a gaming PC. And recently it seems like we've had an overload of GPU rumors and news. Now the current RTX 20 series, it's starting to get a little bit older. It came out in 2018. AMD did have the 5700 XT, but that's not as high-end as a 2080 Ti, and it's had a few driver issues. So anytime we start talking about the eventual big Navi from AMD, which is going to compete with bigger GPUs, or even Nvidia's new 3000 series, like their 3080 Ti, people definitely get very, very interested. So recently there was a little thing on Twitter where Cyberpunk 2077's account and Nvidia's account had a little interaction saying, oh, maybe they should do a special Cyberpunk edition of the Nvidia GPU, and Nvidia teased a very blurry image of the GPU. So today, recently, they just kind of announced what it is. So what is it? So apparently, and this is a little bit disappointing, it's not the 3080 Ti, it's not anything really spectacular, it's just a really limited edition Cyberpunk 2077 version of the GPU. If you guys remember a few years back, they did a Star Wars edition, Titan XP. It didn't really have any performance benefits. It wasn't really any different. All it did was have the cooler be like Star Wars themed. There were two different themes, and it was basically like a collector's edition. That one went for sale. This one, they're only making 77 of them, and you can't buy them in retail. You have to actually win it through Nvidia. So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's a little bit of a marketing thing where they're going to get that game out there a little more. I know the game was delayed. It's supposed to be an awesome game, so maybe they're trying to keep it fresh in people's minds, and what better way to do it with a limited edition GPU. I just wish that they put these for sale, even if it was a little more expensive and it was a little bit harder to get, and they made a limited version like 1,000 units or something like that. It'd be really cool to be able to get one of these because I love these special edition GPUs, but they're only gonna sell it to certain people. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I mean, it's cool, but we're probably never really gonna see it, so it's almost like it doesn't matter too much. Otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty cool. It is a cyberpunk theme, and it really shows you how much we're gearing up for this game, so I really hope the game lives up to the hype. Now, people were really excited about this announcement, or at least before it was revealed of what it was, just because we're really waiting for the 3080 Ti and things of that nature. I did hear a couple of things that the performance for the next generation of these Ampere, Nvidia GPU should be really spectacular. We do have to be cautious though, because sometimes I don't know if they're talking about performance gains in terms of frames per second in games like we have been used to for years, or if they're talking about significantly better performance in terms of ray tracing and things like that, which they could tell you it's 75% better than last generation, but if you read the fine print, it may be in like ray tracing or something, which sure, that's valid as well, but it may only translate to a minor frames per second performance boost like we had going to the 20 series from the 10 series GPUs. Everybody thought that we were going to get a massive amount of performance in like the 2080 Ti versus a 1080 Ti, and while the performance increase definitely was there, it wasn't as huge as we were thinking. Likewise, the 1080 Ti still is a great GPU up till today. So a lot of times when they give you these GPU percentage increases, you have to read the fine print. They could be talking about better ray tracing, which is nice, but it doesn't equate necessarily to better frames per second in most games that people are playing. So what do you guys think about this limited edition GPU? Only 77 being made, of course, 2077. That's kind of the name of the game, so it makes sense, but it just seems like it's a little bit of marketing fluff. Like, it doesn't really affect the GPU market at all. It doesn't get us too excited. I wish they had some type of, sneak peek announcement for the next generation or something like that, but at least some stuff definitely is happening in the higher end GPU market, so it's interesting to see some of that motion. So we'll see how this all pans out. All right guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.